Today is the 1st of March, 2020, and I'm doing a reading because I was checking in on the coronavirus and I did see something that looked like somebody will, possibly a leader that gets ill. So I'm trying a little different setup with my Canon camera. And I'm going to try to reread on what I saw. And it looked like, well, I was reading on Putin, his health. And though he portrays himself as being a very robust man, he's actually got, I believe, or has, a respiratory weakness. He might even have asthma or something like that. And one of the ways that I've been seeing that he will end up leaving, not being in power anymore, is something to do with possible illness, and I believe of a respiratory nature. Don't be surprised if there isn't kind of a news blackout on this person, like, oh, they haven't been seen. So I just want to double check. I always do a consensus of readings because it's really, the tarot is very fluid, and you need to have kind of a buildup of a pattern, in my opinion, to, should always do it a couple times, see if you get a consistency. So I'm not saying it's Putin, but I got cards that made me think it could be him getting ill and dropping from sight at some point. Now, I don't know when. I don't know if the coronavirus is something that would take him down, or if this comes along later down the road. I don't know, but I do think that the way he will go is because of some sort of virus or something he inhales. I've gotten this before, something that affects the respiratory. But I do see, and I did get, a King of Pentacles. You know, there's somebody very significant that's older that gets this, and they're going to pass. I do get that. It's a high-profile person. All right, but let me just check. And so what the reading I'm going to do regarding Putin is I'm going to try to do, again, a reading on his health. And if the, you know, how he's doing this, you know, way, you know, I can't just say, who is it? I could, that I saw passing. But the problem is that you got to word your question very carefully. It did show me somebody that's likes their power, likes their good life, and that's certainly Putin. I don't think it's Trump, but I think certainly if it would be Putin, and Putin got sick and wasn't able to tell Trump what to do, he might really freak out. But will that happen? I don't know. That's why I'm going to do this reading. So let's just see. Okay. I got a king, just splitting the deck. Okay. I'm just fiddling here. The focus. Okay. Putin's health regarding let's be specific. Coronavirus. Putin's health regarding coronavirus. Trying to get this so you can see. Oh, okay, this is the King of Pentacles again. Now you see the King here. This was the card I got to earlier. Okay. King of Pentacles. So this is a man that has a businessman, wealth, business, this sort of thing. Now, a lot of these leaders do. It's just, let's just see what else we get. Getting that card again. Okay. And I did ask about Putin. It's about Putin. Interestingly enough, I get the Queen of Pentacles also. Okay. Eight of Pentacles at the bottom. Research, study. Crowning is the Seven of Pentacles. Some kind of a goal here, working toward a goal. Well, the King of Pentacles has the Eight of Pentacles underneath him. And this would indicate somebody that's more skilled than either one of these guys. I don't know. I don't know that that would be him. Very confusing. We get the Page of Pentacles in the past. That's strange. We get the King, the Queen, and the Page, and death in the near future. Change. There's something, you know, the crowning card could possibly be the germination of something that takes time. I think he has worked on his health. I did ask about Putin, so I'm going to read for Putin. I think he has had to work on his health with the Eight of Pentacles, because one of the things that I picked up from looking at his pictures from childhood to adulthood is that he looks pretty sickly. And I don't think I get a sense of malnourishment and exposure quite possibly to poor water sources or bad water, something that has affected his respiratory system, and that he's kind of got a certain weakness that way. But I do think he has, it's showing with regard to his health, he has been working on that. In the near future, he does have death. So there's some kind of change. There's some goal that he has sought with regards to his health, that he's had to definitely work to get healthier. Page of Pentacles in his past could be, he has a tremendous focus on his health. Again, could be childhood. And it can be also a new therapy or treatment that he began not long ago. This could be the Queen crossing him, is to me real true abundance in health, that he will never be, I think, completely 100%. Otherwise, why would this be crossing him? And I get death in the near future. Okay. You know, this is him wanting to maintain his power and his image as a virile, stronger, established male authority, oh, I'm trying not to say that, all the time, so there he is doing that. This is the image Vladimir wants to project, of course, is the competent, strong, virile, healthy male. But something's going to change. And I think he's going to get... Well, I don't want to say that yet because I don't know. I am being shown that he has had to work very hard on his current health. And in his environment is the Hanged Man. These are people, I think, that are going to end up, unfortunately, I think, becoming ill. And things will be suspended. I think he will have to something will be suspended, something in his country. And not just his country. This could, if leaders get sick around the world, you're definitely going to see the processes shut down. Things shut down. It will be put in suspension, kind of be put in a hibernating state, a suspended state. But I also see this as people that when they get sick, but they pass, or their illness somehow might well also cause other people to learn more about that illness. That they're kind of a sacrifice. I'm not kidding. There's a lot of people that are going to pass, but I don't want to cause alarm, okay? And people that become very ill from this. I do get the word pandemic. I do believe we will see, not only in the States, and we've already got issue of Google and other companies saying this travel ban, they're not going to be traveling. I think we're going to get, if we haven't already, by the moment I get this out, a ban. And I don't see Trump wanting to travel. I don't see him traveling. I think things will have to be put into a suspended state. I do, in certain ways. And I believe it's not just going to be one country or another. And in the Hopes and Fears card, we have the Four of Cups. This is a state of having to wait, to endure, to wait and see. But it's not a happy card. It's not a card of feeling optimistic, positive. And remember, this reading I'm doing is on Putin's health. He's not pleased with the state of his health, with his respiratory system. There's something, I think, a weakness in his respiratory. He can't and doesn't want to socialize because of his respiratory illness. I think he could be trying to avoid travel. He might have already been exposed to the illness, though. Definitely see him changing something, and he's very worried. All right, there's a great deal of worry. That Nine of Swords is the end result. So I don't know. There's going to be a great deal of changes that have to come into place for health reasons. Is it his passing? I don't know, but I do see the Death card, and the death is around, okay? And death comes not only for people that pass over, but for change. And amidst, during such illness here, I see. And I see worry. I see a great deal of worry for him, a great deal of stress mentally. But is it his? He does not want to let go of power. And he definitely doesn't want to be on the sacrificial pyre. Let's pull a couple of cards extra. We get the Ace of Cups. And the Empress. Well, you know, he will either, if he gets ill, I don't know how to put this, you know, he, at the very least, I'd say he's going to shut some things down and change some things, and he's going to be very worried because he has a respiratory weakness. That's what I tend to go with. This to me is a woman, a woman of established power and strength who I think comes up with a remedy, or I think a blessing with regard to this disease. Restores health. There's vitality, because the Empress is vitality and health and resistance. You know, perhaps if Putin were to get it, he will get better, but he'll be worried about it nonetheless and implement great changes. Still, that Page of Pentacles. It could be somebody connected to him. I don't know. Let's, two more, okay? Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, I'm sorry. Lots of Pentacles. So we're dealing with manifestation. We're dealing with something that is in this world, in our earthly realm. No duh, right? And there is great hope here with the Star. This is the study. Yes, this woman here, because this came with her. She is someone who has studied biology and the sciences regarding viruses and that kind of thing. So she's definitely a doctor, a scientist. She knows her business, and the hope really does kind of rest on her. I do see, man, I just don't know. If it doesn't make him sick, I think it will definitely come close, too close for his comfort. This is nightmares. This is something he would never admit to, because he's far too virile and manly for that. But secretly, he's really worried. Putin has, and like I said, I don't mean to keep repeating myself, but he has a weak respiratory system. I think he's had it since childhood. I don't think his lungs are particularly great, and I don't think he likes to, who would want to admit the problems that they have, but especially someone like him, who is going to go full-on batshit with projecting a image of not just confidence, but overconfidence in health. Like Trump. Trump takes a page out of the Putin book. They have that, or they have that similarity. Okay, don't worry, I'm going to continue. Okay, we're going to throw on another reading. All right, so I don't know if Putin will become ill and pass or not. And I find it a little ghoulish even for my macabre tastes to look at that too much, even with this. But I'm not sure. I did see, and I was shown again, a page of, not a page, I'm sorry, a King of Pentacles. And I feel like his death is coming in the near future. I don't know if it's Putin. I don't know if it's another leader in Europe, or not. And I'm very bothered. Okay. Got to look up and see what the sign of the president of the Ukraine is, too. There's just, I feel like this is a leader. Could this be someone in China? Okay, all right, so I have to get focused and say, let's try at this angle. Who is the King of Pentacles that I'm shown dying, I think, from this virus? Is it someone from China? Oop. That card got turned around. That happens sometimes. So is this person from China? I might have to stop this and start this with part 2, because this will automatically only film for so long. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut this down and I'm going to restart this on part 2. This person from China. Okay, so I'm looking at, is this a leader from China that I was shown? This King of Pentacles that popped up again. I may not interpret, I'm just a messenger, and it's so hard to say, oh yeah, I know, some of these cards are turned around, I know exactly who it is. Because sometimes you're right, and sometimes you got to sit back and go, oh, I was wrong, but that's who it was. I do see a King of Pentacles the second time getting ill. They are on a world, they are someone who is very high profile. I don't know who it is, if it's Putin. Definitely will shake him up, though. Now I'm looking at China. Is it China? Well, here's the Three of Swords, which is the illness, the disease, the virus, okay? Covers them, covers China, okay? What crosses them, what they need is actually help. I don't know that they're going to want to admit that they need help, because this falls in a position of challenge. And it's going to be a challenge to help those in China who are ill, okay? And yeah, I think they're likely to, will have people in their leadership that will get sick. And I believe some of these is particularly older men that probably smoke and drink and don't take care of themselves may be more susceptible, but who knows? Oh my goodness, there is the Emperor card. And this is the basis, okay? This is the basis of the reading. And I did ask, is it going to be leadership from China that I saw? It is a leader. Does show illness. What crowns is the Wheel of Fortune. Is travel is truly how the virus travels. Consequences of things also crown China karmically. Folks, the Wheel of Fortune, also 10, is also a karmic card. In the recent past, we have the Page of Pentacles. Why do I always do that? Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. This is the study, very slow moving. Maybe they were too slow to act on something. I'm not sure. Incubation, maybe. Here we have the respiratory stuff. And children card sometimes. But for me right now, this is respiratory stuff. This card, for me, health-wise, is about respiratory. In the near future. Queen of Wands. Again, I feel like this is a woman or women that will help to bring about some sort of well-being from this illness. I do feel like there are going to be members of China's government that do get sick. The challenge will be for them to ask for the help that they need. I also feel like the Page of Cups could be some sort of an, I don't know if I almost want to say inoculation, I don't know. It could be children. In the environment is the Two of Pentacles. There is fluctuation. I think this virus kicks on in waves. Also mutation. Ooh. Yeah, and that's in the environment. Okay, we have also two, perhaps, two of the viruses. I'm feeling like, I think there is two kinds of this virus. I feel like this is going to cause chaos in the environment, and that there are maybe specifically two key strains of this virus. Okay? I am asking about the Chinese leadership and their health. Oh, it's going to make many of them very sick. I do get that. Many of them hope to be able to manage, obviously, if they get ill. This is the hope of stamina. And those who do get ill, I think, will think, my God, I've never felt so sick in my life. Oh, this is some judgment. This is karma. Oh gosh, I hate to say this, but it's some karma coming to the Chinese government and leadership. I feel very... Judgment is the end card. This will be a clarion call about consequences and how things come about, and about lies and trying to cover up. They won't be able to cover it up. Here's that King of Cups. Usually, that is usually Putin. But I did read this. This reading is about the Chinese government, so it could be someone in the Chinese government. A water sign, perhaps. Three of Cups is usually some kind of celebration. Maybe they will figure out a way to deal with this illness or overcome it, or something. Maybe that's a celebration. I hope it's because something is positive. The Eight of Wands comes in, so then energy picks up. And in the Lovers, there's a partnership, or there's an agreement, there's a choice here, a decision. Celebrating a decision, maybe a partnership.